little bit about the Black Series stuff that was shown.
Well, we're live now, so
And you have 17 chocolate eggs.
I say chocolate egg. Happy Easter, everybody!
It's not Easter yet.
No, it's tomorrow.
We got 3 more hours.
3 hour stream. Let's go.
3 hour stream.
Countdown to Easter stream.
Well, then again, I forget how long the Jurassic Park 3 watch along.
Favorite Easter movie.
Because we watched, because Dave was obliterated drunk. We watched Jurassic Park 3 twice.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Twice?
Twice? Even I saved that. Twice?
It almost got to the point where Dave almost passed out in his drink, and I almost had to go to his house and save him from drowning in said cup.
Oh no.
Let me see. And it's actually Tony's most viewed live stream too.
Of course it's Tony's most viewed.
Yeah, we went for 3 hours and 9 minutes because we watched Jurassic Park 3 twice.
Oh my god.
So you're saying if we do something stupid, we'll get the views up.
Yes. Well, yes. Dave twerked on the stream. We saw his pubes.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
It's kind of nerve-wracking that it's Tony's most viewed video.
Oh, that's just
good times.
Content, baby.
I mean,
that's right. What's up, everybody? You've been watching all the craziness that happens here. We're back for day 2 Star Wars Celebration.
At least we're more entertaining than day 2 of Celebration.
This is definitely a little bit more entertaining than day 2 from Celebration. Anyway, I got my usual crew here. I have Mr. Sean Micho over there.
Hi.
Hi. Mr. Commander Nerd, Andrew Garish.
Hello there.
My girlfriend, Shaylin.
Oh, you remember her now when you're on live.
Hi,
Shaylin. I'm about to become part of the doghouse.
You're about to become one with the ground.
Oh, the doghouse. We said the dugout.
Yeah, I'm going to be part of the doghouse. Doug Dimmadome. Which, by the way.
No,
Sean.
What?
Remember, last night, you brought up Doug Dimmadome, Home of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, with Dave Filoni in the hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very tempted to do a silhouette of that and put it as a TeePublic t-shirt.
That'd be
amazing. Can we do it? Can you open
the
Photoshop right now, share your screen, and create a live stream?
We'll do a live stream of me creating it. And then Lucasfilm immediately gets on and is like, we're going to shut this guy down.
Now we can complain like Star Wars Theory.
Oh. Did you just name drop Star Wars Theory on this live stream?
I did. I mean, it's nothing different.
No, it's true. We have at least 15 different episodes that have.
No, I was gonna say we've name dropped them 15 more.
Yeah, I've name dropped them on my channel too. So
that's true. This is true. So day 2 of Celebration, guys. Let's just say right off the bat, not as exciting as
it was a bummer.
Oh,
fucking Anthony Daniels in his stupid golden jacket.
So can we get the elephant in the room taken care of now? Because Andrew, you and I were messaging. We were messaging also back into the Brick City Facebook Messenger group about Anthony Daniels during the 40th anniversary panel. And Sean, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He was being so rude to Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
And everybody on stage, to the point where even Ian McDermott was like, I need to chime in on this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Anthony Daniels. You played a gay robot.
I mean,
there's no ways around it. C-3PO is definitely gay. But the question is R2-D2 the one that's giving it to him or receiving from
that's some fan fiction stuff right there.
R2's a dom.
Has nothing to do with him because he's such a fucking diva.
Yeah.
R2-D2's a dom.
Yeah, not only on the Return of the Jedi panel, which honestly, it was kind of lackluster with the Return of the Jedi panel.
Can I just say we don't deserve Ming-Na Wen? She hosted that panel, and they didn't really give her much to run with.
No.
Number one, she didn't know that she would have to sit there, and poor Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
Can we just say, shout out to Billy D. it's such an intricate part of the Star Wars universe. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was really sad watching the stream. And Ming-Na Wen was kind of queuing up some questions for him. And he had to look at a piece of paper to kind of, and I don't know what the situation is there. I'm sending thoughts to his family, whatever else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you sit there and you're kind of like, wow, would have been nice for them to probably let her know ahead of time, like, hey, give him some leeway to answer some questions.
Yeah.
Piggyback off of Warwick, piggyback off of the directors and the people.
I think personally he should have been closer to
right. He should have been right next to her.
Yeah, I can't pronounce her name correctly, so I'm
Ming-Na Wen. Yes.
Yeah. That. He should have been closer to her, so that way it would have been easier. But
yeah.
I don't like every panel for like the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, even the 40th for Empire Strikes Back was a lot better than the Return of the Jedi one. So I'm wondering, like, I get Return of the Jedi isn't well received with the original trilogy. Personally, it's my favorite one.
Me too.
And it's like, oh shit, we forgot that it's the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. Because at the end of the panel, they're like, oh, by the way, it's returning to theaters.
Right. That's usually big news. You saw how it hit social media after the fact. Everybody's like, oh my goodness, I had no idea that they were going to be re-showing this on April 28th.
And for those who aren't aware, it isn't just for the one day. It's going to be for a week.
It goes out on April 28th.
It goes out on April 28th, and it's in theaters for a week.
Wow. Okay. That's really good to know. Well, obviously that was not communicated very well.
I didn't even know that. So
yeah, and you weren't alone, Sean. A lot of people on social media saw the poster when they showed. Which, by
that's
the way,
why I do my digging.
yeah, the poster for it is absolutely gorgeous. I would love to have that for an office space, like have that framed.
Yeah,
because it is so cool.
Depends on who's doing it. If it's showcase, they usually have the posters there for free.
Yeah.
Regal, I don't. Well, that's the thing. It's Fandango that's doing it, so I don't know if it's just.
Fandango is part of Regal, though.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what happened when we walked out of that panel watching it, right? The number one thing was Anthony.
Well, we didn't walk out. We just clicked away.
But
I didn't even watch it, and it felt like
you just saw Robin and I raging about Anthony Daniels.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to watch this. I mean, I guess disappointment.
Yeah, Again, they shot themselves in the foot when they revealed everything the first day, and they didn't even show the Ahsoka panel for this day. It's just like
they started the live stream at 7:15 a.m. I got up from bed. I came out to make my coffee. Shaylin was
still asleep.
And so I turn on the live stream and they're like, hey, welcome to Star Wars Celebration Day 2, everything else. And then Kristen Baver's up on stage and she's like, so everybody, what'd you think about that Ahsoka panel? And I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? So I had to go on social media. I had to go on Twitter. And then thank goodness for Matt Damon and
Matt Damon.
I know he's got a great name. And his girlfriend, because they were tweeting out everything that was happening in the panel room. No pictures, but everything that was going on. And then I saw the stuff about Thrawn. Then I saw the Lars Mikkelsen, and I'm like, lead off with that, Star Wars show. Lead off with that.
Even if it's just highlights from the panel, I would have been fine with that.
We get sports headlines on SportsCenter with clips from the game. Mm-hmm. How is this much? I don't think it's that hard.
It's not different.
Just take clips of Lars coming out. Hey guys, did you weren't there, but Lars came out.
You would think there'd be a professional camera there for doing highlights.
Right.
So just hire someone.
They definitely recorded the panel because they were recording everything else.
Yeah, because there were clips that got onto Star Wars official Twitter of Lars coming out.
Yeah. So
they were recording it. So Steele Saunders actually brought this up from Steel Wars podcast. he said, this has to be probably one of the more frustrating celebrations
Mhm.
because we're not getting to see these panels. And because of that,
last year was pretty
things
bad
are
too.
leaking. Yes. Right.
Didn't we
things
say
are
this before a Star Wars Celebration that this was going to happen? We kind of
Mhm.
planned on this
We were
happening.
hoping it wasn't going to happen, but
You
We
would
knew.
you would think that something like the Ahsoka panel following yesterday and getting the teaser and seeing the characters, it would have been a very smart move to start the morning and say, hey guys, we're bringing you right into the Ahsoka panel. We're not going to show you, like, this is it. We're not going to show you the updated teaser that has Thrawn and Sabine holding Ezra's saber, which we came to find out.
wait. Which saber is she holding?
Green.
No, never mind.
What?
Never
Ugh.
mind, Robin.
What do you mean, never mind?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
What saber? Look down.
Andrew,
What?
do you know something?
She grasped his hilt. She got it.
You saw my.
I know Sean and I were like, wait, where's he going with this? And Shaylin's the first one that's like, I got that one.
I immediately got it. I'm like,
Sean's head just went down. He's like,
Sabine firmly grasp it.
firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
But so then just give us the cast coming out on stage. Don't show us the teaser, but give us something.
yeah,
Give us something.
because they didn't even. Not to go back to last year, because did we run into the same thing last year where they showed the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan and we didn't get them until like a day or two later
Correct.
or something like that?
Correct.
yeah.
So that's what kind of showed up in our conversation for the listeners and people that are watching, is we started talking about in the group specifically about, are we getting to the point, and I know we still have a couple more days left, but I think they put all their eggs in the basket.
The only main thing for tomorrow is Jedi Survivor.
Right.
Which, knowing how Celebration is, it's like, oh, there's a demo for you to play, but only those that are at Celebration.
So that's that. So see, this is where it comes down to that we said they put all their eggs in the basket early on. Now people who are there for the weekend are just going to get video game content and product content that they could have been getting from home.
Now they got to wait for D23.
So, and that's what our conversation
is D23 every year or is it every other year?
Every other year.
Okay.
Which is what we said. Which is what we said with Star Wars Celebration. It should be every other year anyway, or every 2 years to give it some space and some room to breathe.
But knowing their luck, they're just gonna drop all their load on day one.
Right. So that's
like a on prom night. It just lets it go.
So that's when it comes to the point of, does Star Wars Celebration take a break and say anything that we're going to front load that comes to Star Wars content goes to D23? Because if you're gonna do it that way, then take 2 of the 4 days of D23 and dedicate those to Star Wars. Then
is D23 a convention-like celebration, or is it?
It is.
Okay.
It is. So the media is allowed to come in. I've applied for D23 passes for us multiple times.
They're
it's
like,
very
no.
I feel like Star Wars Celebration is more exclusive than D23.
Yeah.
But at what point do they look and say the reactions that we're getting from people? And I'm going to tell you, there's people that are on the floor at Celebration. The number one, you see the pictures of the crowds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. Packed like sardines in some of these rooms and in the hallways.
Must be an interesting odor, because you know how conventions are. They don't shower.
This is true, but also because of COVID.
Mm.
There's not a single mask in that room. And people have to
fly. Someone's
back
cosplaying Darth Vader, but they're probably
not. Well, yeah. I mean, but still, I was looking at it and I'm like, number one, the venue was not the greatest choice.
No. And COVID's still a thing.
COVID's still a thing. And I just don't know if you can enjoy Celebration when you can barely move throughout the hall.
Yeah, that's how it was the last time I went to Rhode Island Comic Con, it was just you couldn't move, and the convention got shut down. Well, or they closed the doors because the fire marshal came and was like, "You're over capacity. You got to close the doors and not let anybody else in." So I got trapped in the convention center, and I couldn't really walk. So I was getting claustrophobic. So I'm like, I'm gonna start swinging.
It's not fun being packed in small spaces.
No,
No.
Like, just think of doing New Year's Eve. Like, I don't want to do that like that, but it's like, I mean, I know that's like 10 times worse than Star of Celebration is, but
But like, think of it this way: like, why are we keeping so many of these things secret and off of the stream?
yeah,
Are they worried about they're not going to sell it? That's fake. Like these fans are always going to want to come and see these people in person.
yeah.
And see the exclusive merch and see. So if they released everything to the general public on the live stream, I don't think that would impact their ticketing at all.
It would make those at home still feel included and at the convention without actually being there.
yeah.
Correct.
And like, you can still do exclusive meet and greets or exclusive merch or whatever it is. Like, you can still have that like tangible, you have to be there part without excluding the millions of fans who can't afford to go, can't afford to travel, or don't want to because like you said, the crowds are insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be even worse if they did like you have to pay to get into the live stream.
Yeah,
That would alienate so many people.
I get worried about that sometimes, though.
I'm glad they didn't do that, but still.
Yeah, like I always get worried about Disney heading into the idea of at a convention having priority seating, right?
mm-hmm.
Like, hey, guess what? You bought your tickets on this day, so you qualify for priority seating. You get it. Like, the first 500 people who have certain tickets get in, and then we're only going to release 100 more seats to this panel to the general public. It's first come, first serve if you're at the convention. Like, that's where this starts, right? That's where that kind of move starts happening. This celebration this year, again, I'm going to say it. The first day, that's how every single day should be if you're going to run a full convention.
That's how it used to be.
It's how it used to be. We used to get... I'm thinking back to Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first Star Wars celebrations. It was day after day after day.
Hell, even when The Last Jedi came out, like that following celebration, there was stuff every day. There was the tribute to
stuff.
Carrie Fisher. There's Rebels. They didn't have anything for Rise of Skywalker yet because, I mean, they had to make it up as they went.
But they had John Williams come and do a whole thing.
Yeah. And it's like...
So this is the second time. I'm just going to say it. This is the second time, and I confirmed this with Scott. This is the second time that Celebration at London has fell short.
Yeah, because the last time was with Rogue One.
It was with Rogue One, and it was only one day of Rogue One. And that was the first
And the only special
day.
thing you got with that was Ben Mendelsohn walking out in his Krennic costume.
And that was on the Friday.
Mhm.
Nothing happened on the Saturday. Nothing happened on
This
the
this
Sunday.
is why we should do yearly conventions.
Every 2 years.
Mhm.
It's so I know some of the fans out there are probably like, you're lucky you got anything. You know what? They could have done it live from Rancho Obi-Wan. They could have done it from the ranch. And just had people show up and had panels on a live stream and just had everybody stay home. And I think it probably would have ended up better.
Honestly, at this point, yeah.
If you're talking about accessibility, if you're talking about affordability, if you're talking about marketing your product, nothing is more effective than doing a live stream panel and saying, hey, guess what? This exclusive t-shirt is available for the next 3 hours. Hop on your computer and buy it. I know for a fact I'm hopping on my computer and buying
Exactly. It's because I don't even think they really well, no, they do have merch, but again, it's only at Celebration. You would think, because even Fan Expo has their merch and stuff on the website that you can buy now.
Correct.
So it would make sense if they want more money, put the actual Celebration merchandise on the website. There's a lot of the shirts I saw for Celebration were pretty cool. But it's like, well, I'm not gonna get any of those.
All
You
right.
have to know somebody. Yeah, you have to know somebody who's going. And I think probably what we're gonna see here, and I fully expect our podcast tomorrow night is gonna be like this.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll probably talk about what happens with the video games specifically. I'm sure Andrew, you're gonna have some thoughts about how they address it and how.
I mean,
Like,
the
what
video
else?
game, it's gonna be miles better than Fallen Order. I can already tell you that
Yeah,
because they've taken everything that was great with Fallen Order and made it 10 times better. Because you start off with 3 different stances already. You have dual wielding, the single blade stance, and the staff, the
Yep.
double bladed saber. Then there's 2 other ones. There's the crossguard one, which is like a Darth Vader style stance, so it's like heavy swings. And then it's a combo one with the blaster and the lightsaber. So it's kind of like Kanan Jarrus. But it's the creator said it's a lived-in world. It's an open world. They just improved so much with what they did with Fallen Order. Fallen Order is basically like beta compared to what Survivor is going to be.
Yeah. Sean, will you be playing it?
I even haven't played the first one, so.
Oh, so you got
Do you
it.
think it's gonna be like comparable to the big Harry Potter game that everybody's talking about?
Honestly, I enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy, but I think Survivor will outdo it. Just the way a lot of, because one, you can change your lightsaber right off the bat. You can change like you can customize Cal to how you want him to look. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you guys saw, but he can have like a beard and like a mullet now. So
I know.
Trailer Park Cal Kestis.
It's kind of bad. There was at one point I saw a tweet that said for Cal, they're like, "Hey, has anybody checked to make sure Cal wasn't at January 6th?" I was like, "Oh no, oh no!"
But you
Tony.
can change the lightsaber color, which again you can use orange for that. Which for the last game they didn't have the white lightsabers, but they added them in for Survivor. So,
All right, let's talk about the one thing that did really happen this morning that was exciting, which was Lars Mikkelsen coming out, and we there again through a leak, but we got our first look at him as Thrawn.
Yep.
Officially.
Well, it was blurry, but we saw it.
We saw it. Pretty freaking amazing. I will say that. He looks like he's going to fit the role perfectly.
I knew that from the moment he was the voice of Thrawn.
We probably didn't even need the picture, right? Like we knew.
We knew it. We all knew.
I just find it funny that both Mickelsons are in the Star Wars universe.
I said that to you earlier that you got Mads and Lars now, which is pretty crazy. So that was like the one thing that really stood out. Rosario Dawson was great when she was on the live stage, sharing her thoughts on Celebration, and and the other thing too with the live stream that I thought was interesting was when the actors and actresses came out, right? The one person that was super hyped to be out there was James Arnold Taylor.
Yeah.
He's
like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, he's hype man. Like he's out there, and Matt Lanter was just
he brought this lightsaber out with him.
I know, I saw that. Like he was so excited. But that was the kind of energy we were saying while we were watching it. We're like, where has that energy been this entire time? But it came from the voice actors, right?
Yep.
Because
I think if Ewan McGregor went up there, I think he would have that same kind of energy.
Diego Luna had that energy when he got up there.
Andy Serkis had it too.
Oh my goodness. He's another person we do not deserve.
No.
Andy
I'm glad he got another role in Star Wars besides Snoke.
Was that the moment of we're so sorry what happened to you? Let's give you another role.
Basically. I also feel like he said he took it because of the writing, but I feel like he took it because so many people don't know that he can like be himself in a movie and not
he can act.
a CGI character.
I see him in Batman, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he did pretty fucking great in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy Serkis is incredible. Having him up there. You know, let's move
What
on.
about Anthony Daniels?
Oh my
I
You're not talking about Anthony Daniels, guys.
mean, I don't know the host's name when he had Anthony Daniels on, but he kind of,
Oh, Anthony Carboni?
yeah, he was getting pissed.
Yeah, he was. Because Anthony Carboni was trying to move the conversation along, and Anthony Daniels was like pulling it back and trying to run the show.
Yeah, let me talk about my stupid book that nobody's gonna read.
Oh my, that book has been out for how long?
Which book?
Exactly.
That is a fantastic answer, Sean. Thank you. That is what book?
I forget it.
Which is funny because,
yeah,
not to go back to the Return of the Jedi panel, but Warwick Davis was promoting his book that's brand new, and then Anthony Daniels was like, "Hey, by the way, I got a book too." That's my Anthony Daniels impression too.
I didn't even know Warwick Davis had a book until Warwick Davis had the opportunity to talk about it.
Then Anthony Daniels was like, "I'm a gay robot."
Thanks, Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony. But yeah, so that was like the big takeaway for me was Lars Mikkelsen, Anthony Daniels being absolutely ridiculous. And the other part too, I think there was a clip that was shared on Twitter, and this is probably my final thought on how things went today, was Dave Filoni during the Clone Wars panel. He really
I shared that clip with you guys.
Yes, you did. I saw it quickly on Twitter, and then I saw it hit the group chat, and I was like, okay, we're on the same page here. Dave got emotional, and you could tell how much time and effort and love he put into the Clone Wars.
Well, think of how many years they spent working on it before we even saw it.
Yes.
So roughly, it's probably about 20 years that they've all been working together. And like he said, he made Tales of the Jedi because he missed his Clone Wars crew. Which, if you guys were watching, there's a season 2 of Tales of the Jedi.
Yes.
And
which I'm super excited about that.
I'm excited for it too. I'm just wondering which Jedi that he's gonna use.
Right.
I think it would be interesting because I think he's Dave Filoni said during the panel that each character has something that they teach or they learn. So I think one of the characters could very well be Luke.
Wow.
Because we don't know what he's doing in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens.
No, we don't.
Besides him trying to kill his nephew in his sleep, but you know.
Right, well, yes, yeah, we know that much. Do you think we get a story of Sifo Dyas? That would be pretty cool, I would think.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot on Sifo Dyas except for a little bit in the Dooku book.
And in the Dooku book, there was a couple.
And maybe a little bit in Master and Apprentice. It's been a while since I've read the Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan book, but
yeah, there is a little bit in there.
I would love to see more of Kanan, like younger Kanan.
Yeah.
Which
I posted in the group chat. Why am I blanking on her name now? That's in Ahsoka.
Rosario?
Oh.
No, the character. The Dark Jedi, her lightsaber.
Oh, Shin.
Shin. Her lightsaber looks like Kanan's.
It does. You're not
so
wrong.
It makes me wonder, did Thrawn take it and give it to them? Or to her?
Repurposed lightsabers. Or hilts, at least, right?
I mean, they recycle them, so.
They do. This is true. So you have like Sifo Dyas, you have, I mean, I think also a Luminara Bara Safi one would be really cool.
Yeah, because
they still need to.
Yeah, because we don't know what Luminara thought of that whole situation.
Nope.
Then again, Luminara was like, "Oh, my Padawan can die. It's okay."
Yeah, whatever. It's true. It's very true.
It is true.
Which I did rewatch that episode, and it didn't click on me. One of the clones was like, if there's anything we know, if there's anything that we're good at, it's killing Jedi.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh damn, I never made that connection because they've always known, in a way, that they're gonna kill the Jedi at some point.
There's programming built
Yeah.
into them. Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. So there's a lot of possibilities. Tales of the Jedi. Give us.
I would like a spin-off where it's Tales of the Sith.
Oh.
They've-
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
like you could go into Darth Plagueis, you could bring in Darth Revan.
Yeah.
So many people are asking for Darth Revan.
Yeah.
Darth Malgus. You could bring in,
You could bring in any Sith you want, and it would make the story like even better to see like how they mirror each other a little bit.
the beauty of that too, Andrew. I'm glad you brought that up. Was in my mind, if you do Tales of the Sith, we're doing so much with the Mandalorian and Mandalore.
Mhm.
You bring in the whole lore of Darth. You have I'm blanking again. Darth Revan and Mandalore the Ultimate.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Revan killed Mandalore the Ultimate, and
Correct.
essentially, with knowing that, he was basically ruler of Mandalore.
He was.
And the more I think of it, spoiler alert, Shaylin, when Palpatine kind of kicked Maul's ass, he kind of became ruler of Mandalore in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Right.
Although Palpatine didn't give a shit, he was ruling everything. So,
Like, oh, Mandalore, smash Mandalore. Yeah. whatever.
Good old Palpy.
Good old Grampy Palpy. Goodness me. So, I mean, those were the biggest takeaways, I think, from the day.
we got some cool Black Series stuff, though.
Yeah, why don't you talk about
Yeah.
that, Andrew? Because you were the one that kind of was focused in on that. I had meetings. I went to some stuff. But
Your meeting.
I know
Meetings.
They showed some new Black Series figures, which you kind of can't have Revan without Darth Malak, which ironically,
Darth
Sean
Malak.
was like, there needs to be a Malak figure. Here you go, Sean.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for
And-
showing me.
And honestly, the sculpt for Malak is great because
Yeah.
the only thing we have of Malak is from a 2003 video game.
Oh my
And
goodness.
looking back at the graphics, it's still not that great.
Faces like this, yeah.
Yeah. And
What are you talking about, Revan?
we're also getting Bastila at some point this year.
Yeah.
And the cool thing, we're getting a new Clone Trooper helmet.
I
It is
Yeah.
said that, and I
the
was
332nd Ahsoka battalion with her.
yeah.
And I don't have a Clone Trooper helmet yet, so I think I'm gonna have to get one.
I'll have to show it to you.
Which one is it?
It's a black.
Neither do I, so.
31st Clone Trooper rank Ahsoka, so they have the special paint on the front
Ooh,
to match. Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I'm gonna lose
That
some money
sounds
on that one.
expensive.
Sounds expensive.
Expensive.
Yeah, that the Red 5 helmet that I got you when we saw Rise of Skywalker was pretty penny.
I know, and it's one of my favorite ones to throw on every
I
once.
know, and you were right in the store too. I'm like, Renee, go distract Robin. I'm gonna buy him this.
And basically, she
Yeah.
just stood there and was like, "Hey, look at this! Hey, look at this! Hey, look at this! Hey, look at this!"
And then I
Right.
walk up. I'm like, here you go.
I'm like, "What's Andrew doing?" And she like took my head and went like this.
I think I was with you, Andrew, picking out.
Yeah, you were.
Renee like,
I
snapped
went
me.
up to you, Sean. I'm like, do you think Robin would like this? You're like, yes.
Yes. 100%.
It's
This
so
would
much
fit.
fun. They
on
do such
Robin's
a great
head.
job with the Black Series helmets. They
They
really
have. I mean, the Darth Vader alone one is
Darth Vader's one that I want too.
because I don't have the new one. I have the original one that came out, and that's still perfect.
I remember when you had that at Fan Expo. Yeah,
Yeah.
just putting
And
on.
it's
The
a good thing you were wearing it because James would have given you a concussion a little bit.
yeah, probably. That's probably exactly what would have happened. So yeah, good Black Series items. I like the Darth
Mhm.
Malgus. Not yeah, Darth Malik. Sorry,
It's
Darth
close enough.
Malness.
Darth Monmouth.
coming up with new characters now.
New characters.
Well, Malgus is
D&D.
a character, just not
You-
Malik.
Robin, that's your new D&D character.
This is Darth what?
That's your new D&D
Syphilis.
character.
Darth Mama. Andrew's quiet over there.
My dog even sighed at that.
I would never have a D&D Star Wars character named that. That's ridiculous.
Your D&D character name is I forget.
I forget.
Sean's was Nula.
It's
Oh,
probably
yeah,
my
sorry,
social
Nula.
security number, and that's not a smart idea.
No.
5 4.
It's 86. No, just kidding.
There it is.
Hey, what's your bank statement, huh?
Robin, your character's name was Myth. Nervato.
Oh, like meth.
Yes, because we kept calling you Meth during the campaign.
Oh, that's right. The entire time we were up at the condo, you're like, "Yo, meth." I was like, "Wait, what?"
And then Sean was Nula. And I
Nula.
was trying to have a love interest with you two, but it didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Didn't work out. Sean made all the moves, and I'm just there like, "What?"
No, it was just a music cue where it was the Anakin.
Oh, I
Padme
remember you
music.
did the music cue, didn't you? And then Sean's over there going like, batting his eyelashes.
But
Caitlin's
yeah, they didn't show a whole lot.
We got 8 episodes for the Ahsoka series, by the way.
Yes,
So
8 episodes, and
Oh,
Dave
yes.
Filoni said they were about the same length as like Mandalorian and stuff like that, so 30 to 40 minutes.
Oh.
Some episodes will be longer. It just depends on if the story needs it to be longer. And then you got
Yes.
Collider being like, "Oh, hey Ray Stevenson,
Oh,
what's
my
your favorite
goodness.
episode?"
that channel. Oh,
Ugh.
It's fallen from grace.
you remember Andrew, the good old days.
Yeah.
I forgot I was subscribed to them, and they were just bitching about how bad Salvation was. So like the first day.
Yeah, well, and that was one of the more decent celebrations too, and they were complaining.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
weren't even complaining. We're like, "What are you talking about?" Like, we got like, what did we get for that one? That was Force Awakens time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're like, "Oh my goodness, they're giving us Force Awakens, they're giving us Rebels, they're giving us, hey, by the way, we're gonna do some more Clone Wars sometime down the road." It was like, what are you talking about? And now they're like, "Oh my god, sorry, celebration this year, guys."
What's your favorite episode you were in?
Ray, tell us your favorite episode.
I'm a professional reporter.
I'm a
No.
professional kickboxer, podcaster.
I'm so glad some of the people that were on there left Collider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although John Campia is doing a little bit of shady stuff, but he's kind of
Yeah.
being shady anyway.
Oh,
the minute we lost John Schnepp,
Mhm.
that was it. I was like, nope. Scott Inch would agree. Nope. Because Schnepp was the one that held the Marvel conversations together.
Yep.
He's the one that held the DC conversations together. And
Mhm.
he was the one that was on Jedi Collider Council, or the Collider Jedi Council that sat there, and John and Christian would go off about something. And he'd be like, "What are you guys talking about? Dave Filoni's got this."
Yeah.
Like, stop complaining about this. Dave Filoni knows what he's doing. So he was like the voice of reason on that show. And Collider was a big reason why I started the podcast too, was because I watched Jedi Council. I watched Christian and John and John, two Johns, John Campy and John Schnepp, and they knew how to run.
Campia like left Collider twice in that time.
Is Perry still on Collider or no?
Perry Nimroth?
I think
yeah.
she left.
I think recently.
I know she has her own YouTube channel and she's still
Yeah, I mean,
doing movie news
she does
stuff.
great, but I mean, she was actually a good interviewer.
Mhm.
Yep. Katie Sackhoff was on there all the time.
Mhm.
They had really great guests that would come
They
on.
had Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sam Witwer
Yes.
on.
Remember when they did the Star Wars trivia? And they'd have
Yeah.
Sam and they'd have Freddie.
Remember when things were better back in the day?
Let's just frame it as that. Do you remember when things were better?
So before 2016, got it.
No, well,
Just
I'd say 2017 or maybe like right after The Last Jedi came out.
yeah, right after the
That's when it started going downhill. Or when did John Schnepp pass away?
2018. I
18?
think we lost John in 2018.
Yeah, July 2018. So I'd say 2018 is when
It was really depending upon him. Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, I remember because we did a whole tribute episode
Yeah,
to
we
Yes,
did.
we did.
John Schnepp.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
And
It's-
then you called me while I was working at Walmart about Clone Wars coming back. I'm like, I'm working.
Shut up. I'm working.
Shut up.
Shut up, Rob.
Go away.
Go away.
I'm Dirty Dan.
But to go back to the Black Series figures, they
Yeah.
also showed the line for the 40th anniversary of
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi, which of course is another goddamn Darth Vader figure.
Oh.
Ugh.
But this time you can remove his hand.
You know, I could remove my hand if I really wanted to, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you kind of. Well,
Want me to do it for
well, it
you?
depends. Which hand are you trying to remove? Your right or your left?
Probably my left because I need my right hand.
Well,
Well,
ask
that's-
Shaylin first.
Hey, Andrew, stop. I saw that.
You gotta ask permission first from Shaylin. Okay.
Left hand has to go. Yeah. That's how that works.
Yeah.
But
But
Yeah.
it's interesting because usually they have a huge like lineup set up for the
Yes.
celebration. And again, not to like harp on celebration being lackluster today,
that's a
but
good one.
again, they didn't really have a whole lot to show. Like you would think they would have like something for Galaxy's Edge. There's
I thought
nothing
for sure we'd get something Disney Parks today.
because like
Are
They
we
have-
supposed to get anything?
I don't know, like because
Well,
they
that'd be
have
T23.
what 2 rides there
Right.
at Galaxy's Edge, the Millennium Falcon and then the Resistance rise. I forget what it's called, but
Rise of the Resistance. Yeah.
and it's like you would think they'd try and the $5,000 hotel.
Let's right. So we haven't seen any marketing for that at all.
Well, they lost a shit ton of money because the
Because
only
of
people
Bob
that
Chapek.
went were those that they invited as guests to be on the fucking hotel.
It's like they're still trying to pick up from Bob Chapek now.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, it's a good idea for a hotel,
Yes.
but I don't
Yeah.
want to exactly role play the entire time I'm at the hotel.
Right. There's a time and a place for that at the hotel. I agree.
Yeah, in the bedroom, but
Right.
Right.
No, you're not wrong.
but it's like
You're not wrong.
like they encourage like you to get into character, but
Yeah.
it's like if you don't know these people,
You should you
it's
just sign up at the hotel if you want to do it, or
yeah.
Right.
do
It's an
something
option.
similar to that. Like that.
Because I guess you have to fill out like what character you are and stuff like that before you even go to the hotel. And I don't know.
Here, we'll just cosplay our own D&D characters.
So, well, me being the DM, would I just cosplay the Emperor then?
Pretty much.
Technically,
Stormtrooper
yeah.
shows up at your door. We're looking for Andrew. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
But like I saw footage from the hotel and it looked cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool being on a starship. And then you get like 2 hours at Galaxy's Edge.
So, Shaylin,
Yes.
what are your thoughts about this Star Wars hotel?
Oh, let me guess, you're going to the Star Wars hotel.
No.
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 Ooh.
Oh,
I don't have like a hot take. I just think it's
For the
a-
money.
the money.
Yeah, for the money. It's 2 nights. of LARPing essentially in Star Wars. If that's
So if I want to be Anakin Skywalker, is that okay?
If that's worth several $1,000s to you, great. Then go do it. Have fun. But the fact is, it's the level of I can't really say because I haven't done it. So I'm just saying this from like an outside observer's perspective. It seems like it's not worth it, right? And I understand also that it's new. It's a new thing. They just finished building it. It's only been around for like a year at this point, less. So I think since it's brand new, they're gonna start with those insane prices to keep it like elite and exclusive and whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Once it's been around for several years, it's gonna drop. The prices are going to drop. The prices are going to be affordable. And I don't know if with that, the quality of the immersion will drop as well. I doubt it because Disney has such a tight control over everything. And if they set the standard here, it's going to stay there. But no, I believe that in a couple of years, like 5 years, it'll drop down to something reasonable because it's only 2 days. You've got some of your meals included. The rooms are not big. Like they're
very small.
No.
Some of your meals are included and your ticket to Hollywood Studios is included. So
you get like what, 2 hours at Hollywood Studios?
No, you get all day. Like From what I understand, you get all day.
I thought it was like a limited time you could be there, then you had to go back to the hotel or something.
No, I think it's
get back home.
It's not definitely not just 2 hours. I think it's a full day. Like you'll like eat breakfast on the cruise on the Star Cruiser, and then you like take a transport to whatever, and then you go to Batu, and then you like go back for the evening for dinner or something. I'm not sure. But they're definitely there for most of the day because they give you like a quick service, like credits or something to get.
Okay. So like a fast pass essentially.
Yeah, well, food.
Okay.
So you're there for that. Yeah, no. So it offers a lot, and if Star Wars is your like only reason for going to Disney World, then yeah, that's something you should do.
Yeah.
But
it shouldn't be your only reason to go to Disney.
$4,000 for 2
There's
people.
other things that you could go and see.
There's a lot of stuff at Disney. Yeah,
it's like $5,000.
It's like an own city, like literally.
See, that's the problem is you go to Hollywood Studios.
Sean, check your phone.
And then you would Sean, check your phone. Robin is a doofus.
Robin is gay.
So you go to Hollywood Studios, you're enjoying yourself. A stormtrooper shows up, sir, you gotta go home. I don't want to go back.
Yeah, you're like 10 like blue milks in.
Yep, nope.
Yeah, because it's like
okay. Nothing Star Wars, sorry.
Nah, you're fine. That's the thing, like with Galaxy's Edge, it's like they're not really putting too much more effort into it, I feel. I haven't been because fucking COVID ruined shit.
Right. Yeah.
Because 2020 was supposed to go, propose in front of the Millennium Falcon, then COVID's like, hey, by the way, Disney's going to close. Yeah. Fucking COVID.
So, I mean, no, you're right. I was hoping at Celebration we'd get something when it pertained to Galaxy.
Blow up the Death Star.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, you could do that on the Star Tours.
But like, give us something about like new sabers that are coming to Galaxy's Edge, or give us.
Well, I do know they updated the sabers for to build the lightsaber. They have new pieces for that.
Yes, I know. I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they added Qui-Gon's lightsaber to.
Oh, can you get Qui-Gon's now?
Yeah, you can get Qui-Gon's, Plo Koon's, and Luminara's.
Oh, that's cool.
Which, ironically, Luminara's and Plo Koon's look very similar. The only difference is Luminara's is like gold at the top, and on the bottom, it's blue for Plo Koon. Yeah. That way they know which one's which, apparently.
I went to Oga's Cantina and got this stupid t-shirt. That's like the... I will be getting a mug though. I think I have to get a mug from Ogoods.
I mean, it's kind of tradition at Disney. You have to get a mug from one of the parks,
yeah,
and
I
it
know.
would make sense to get it from Galaxy's Edge.
yeah. Get
Come
up.
back in a full Palpatine cosplay.
I'm broke. That's not how that works.
I mean, nah, you can't steal it. Disney will
I knew you were gonna say that.
kick
Steal it.
you out. Nah, Disney will kick you out,
Yep. They'll kick you out.
or they'll put you in the little jail in the park.
Hey, don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's Andrew when he's at Galaxy's Edge and there's a kid that's about to do something. Hey, don't do that.
Well, I did say if I'm on the Star Cruiser hotel, can I cosplay as Anakin?
We're looking for Anakin. Hi.
What happened to the youngling? I don't know.
I don't know.
Uh,
He just fell.
alright.
Into
Your
your
show? I don't
lightsaber?
know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I hope at least something is added to Galaxy's Edge.
I hope we get it at Celebration. I hope that they just give us a
Because
little
there's still
bit
2
of
more
something.
days, so they could have something for Monday, maybe.
Imagine that. Like, I was just thinking that. I'm like, there are people who took a Monday off of work as their travel day because, like maybe they can go to the panel or to something early on and then hop on the airplane late, be back for work and whatever else the next day. That's not happening.
No.
That's not gonna happen. Hey, Pat's the reviewer. Hey, ya, how's it going?
Hi, how
Hello.
are ya?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Do we want to talk about that person on Twitter?
Yeah, let's briefly talk about that. Let's close out with that.
Closing out with a downer.
Let's do so because
Like,
I mean,
like today.
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
this is a different kind of downer.
yeah, it's an important one though. Like we usually like to end our episodes with a message, right? Like that's always been our thing.
Don't be fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. So we had who was it? Avenge Star Wars, who's been on Twitter for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, not
And-
anymore, but
Not anymore.
Yeah.
But whoever this individual is, has had a history of saying some pretty bad things about the fandom,
Mm-hmm.
posting threats every time there's a celebration,
Mm-hmm.
and just finds their way back onto Twitter. But this year, I'm not going to say the context of it because, again, we're a podcast. This goes on feeds. I'm not encouraging. I'm not trying to push a message out. I don't want that to be we don't talk about the person that does it. We talk about what the end product of this is.
Mm-hmm.
And the end product of this was that this individual spewed hate and violence towards people at Celebration.
Yep.
On Twitter. And
Not only the executives that like producers on stage and everything, but those attending as well.
those attending as well, and called for people to do something about it and to perform violence against it.
Terrible things.
Real bad, terrible things. And in a time where a lot of terrible and bad things are going on.
Yeah. There's
So
like a mass shooting every other day.
yes.
Yeah.
So the timing was horrible, and I have to admit, if there's one thing that's going to come from Celebration,
The,
and
the
those
timing's
folks-
never going to be right, anyways.
right.
It's
Wait, with them having Celebration on Monday, are we doing like a 5-minute podcast Monday too?
I mean, if something breaks, yeah, that's worthwhile for us to talk, right?
I mean, we
Like-
got to break episode 50, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So we can just shoot the shit.
Let's just do that.
It'll be more entertaining than today's celebration.
Yeah. So the message out of all of that is,
Mhm.
And I'm gonna put a lot of credit here because I think people on the floor of Celebration were really, if you're attending panels and you're talking with folks and you're doing meetups, you're not really focused on what's going on social media, right?
Nope.
no.
This reporting and finding out that this individual was saying these things came from people following Celebration from home.
Yep.
And it
Yeah.
completely moved its way past security at the convention. Security at the convention didn't become aware of it until somebody on Twitter reached out to another podcaster that was on the floor and said, hey, you might want to let them know that there's an active threat happening.
Yep.
So I will give credit where credit is due here to the folks that were online doing Celebration from home for catching that this guy was plotting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is, because he's been on Twitter for so long, and this isn't the first time he said something like this either.
Correct.
It makes me worried for when Celebration does come back to America, what's going to happen then?
That is a very big conversation that happened on social media today. And I'm sure it's going to be the talk amongst, a lot of fans is that, having it in Europe, and Scott has always told me this, they have very strict protocols. Guns are not on the streets in the ways that they are here in this country. Let's just be honest.
Why can't we follow their example?
Well, right? So let's be honest here. It comes back to America. Let's say in 2 years or next year or whatever. I think that there has to be a deeper conversation that happens at Disney
about they're going to need to have a lot more security,
boosting up security, but also they're gonna have to hire some social media team, some social media security to kind of keep an eye on this.
Yeah.
We got to keep an eye on what state that is Celebration is going to be. There's going to be different laws on,
right. So they have to be very aware of that.
Yeah.
Right. Putting it in Dallas, Texas, or in Florida is not going to be a good move.
No. Where did they have it last year? Was it Orlando?
It was in Orlando.
So usually the way they go, it's usually Orlando, London, California. So it's probably going to be Anaheim next year.
Probably be Anaheim. So being in California.
Unless they cancel it next year, then that would be the smart thing to do.
I would say with everything that's going on right now, if they want to bring Celebration back to this country very soon, then I think you really have to wait for the political climate to calm down. I think we could use a couple years off of Celebration. I think that this should also be a wake-up call to a lot of conventions. I'm thinking about Rhode Island Comic-Con. I'm thinking about New York Comic-Con. These are great examples of why the security team should not only be responsible on the ground. There has to be social media, especially with an Elon Musk run Twitter.
Yep.
Shit's going to fly real fast on there, and he's not going to do anything about it.
I'm surprised he even banned that Avenged Star Wars account.
Well, I'm sure. I have a feeling Disney got to him.
You're never gonna know what's gonna happen when we kind of had that similar thing, Robin, before. When you had not a couple years, like 5 or 6 years ago, and you saw some guy with a bag going to the bathroom thinking it's a bomb.
Yeah. Oh, was this at Rhode Island Comic Con?
No, this was at Hartford Comic Con years ago.
Oh shit!
And he had a security, and all that.
Yeah, and it was scary because the individual walked into the bathroom, was swearing very loudly, walked into a stall, and I heard metal hit the floor.
Yeah, that's.
And I was like, okay, I'm leaving this restaurant.
Well, first you shit yourself, then you ran.
Right? Like I was in the stall next to it. And I'm just hearing these clicking noises and everything, and I'm like, out of that bathroom, like that's
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that seems to be.
So
seems to be.
It's scary stuff. We have to be aware of it. We have to have conversations about it. But again, I want to shout out and I want to give credit to the Star Wars fandom that was online today, because boy, did we unite. We came together. We said, report this guy. Report him.
I think it only took like maybe an hour, not even for the account to be taken down. Yeah,
it was really quick. But they have to be aware of this now for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Like they have to boost security.
Because he could easily make another account.
The message is out there.
Yeah.
The message is now out there.
And he's probably not the only one too. So
no, he tagged other people in his post too.
I know.
So that's what makes me even more concerned because he tagged people that are probably from the UK.
Yep.
So,
So it's scary. I think it kind of comes back to our conversation, like we were saying earlier, about taking a break from celebration
mhm.
and really focusing on, okay, how can we make this, number one, not packed like sardines? Let's choose a venue that works a little bit, easier for our fans.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe you make it across multiple convention halls, right?
I mean, Dragon Con does that in Georgia.
Right. I remember you telling me about Dragon Con, how it's like spread out, right?
Mhm.
What's saying Star Wars Celebration every year has to be just at one location? Why can't you host a celebration, one in Anaheim, one in Orlando, one in New York, one in London?
Oh, so they're going the WrestleMania 2 route where it was like in New York, then Chicago, and I forget the
Yeah.
other city. So
Yes.
Celebration
that would
on
be
tour.
smart.
Then everybody's in on it. And they have
Well,
the money.
except for us.
If most of your viewer audience is doing it remotely anyway, that's a great way to get more ticket sales and more in-person attendance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that way it can be like, okay, Ewan McGregor's going to be at the one in UK. Hayden Christensen's going to be in Florida or California.
It's no different than conventions now. Fan Expo Boston's going to be going on, and you're going to have what is it? In Texas, what's the big one that happens there?
Wizard World? No, that's Chicago, I think.
That's Chicago. There's another one. I think Wizard World's around that time too. But it's when we hit convention season.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. So like Sean and I used to plan this out all the time. Was okay, we're going to this con this weekend, we're going to this con the next weekend. In 2 weeks, we're going to go to this convention because there are specific guests at each location.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just go one day.
That's why I'm going to Fan
3 days.
Expo this year because Hayden Christensen's going to be there.
It's
the only
Saturday,
reason
right?
I'm going. Yeah.
Saturday at
that, and we might have a panel. That's another reason, but
right? Like there's always that possibility as well here. So
and the Clone Wars guys are going to be there too.
Right. So that's the minute that was announced and you shared that with us, I was like, we got to go. We got to go. So if there was another convention that I knew was going to happen up this area, like I know Rhode Island Comic-Con, I might go one.
That's usually November anyway.
That's in November. That's later in the year. But it's one of those things where it's like Celebration could easily do that.
Mm-hmm.
They could really spread Star Wars Celebration, and especially knowing that we had so many different anniversaries this year.
Yeah, like they could have done the anniversary for like Return of the Jedi in Florida or something like that. Or
yes,
honestly, you could have it everywhere. You could literally have specific cast members in different locations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although Mark Hamill said no, or either that or he had a falling out with Lucasfilm. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I have a feeling there could be something there too, right? There could be something deeper within that. But anyway, any final thoughts from you guys about today? What you're hoping
I just got to say, with everything going on in the world, because it's terrible with what's going on in the world. I said it on Tony's channel. We need to take care of each other.
Yeah.
Whether it's reaching out, talking to someone, anything. We just have to take care of each other. And I don't want to see any more dead people on my TV. Unless it's a movie, then it's a different thing. But,
Zombies.
Yeah. Zombies can die. But yeah, we just have to take care of each other.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't matter what political party you're with. No matter who you voted for, no matter what you believe in, we are all connected in some form. That too, Sean. Although we're not sure about Musk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
No.
But just take care of one another, and I don't really know what else to really say.
That's beautiful. That's exactly on the mark with how we, everything that's been going on. Sean, how about you?
Fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys. Celebration sucks. Celebration sucks. Boo. It was a pretty lackluster day today. Like you said, Andrew, we all do need to take care of each other. I love you guys. I just want to say that.
I love you too, man.
We don't say that enough to each other.
Yeah, you're right.
And there's nothing wrong with saying you love your friends.
No, never.
I tell even everyone in the Steelbook crew that I love them because they're essentially an extended part of my family now.
Yes.
Same with you, all of
Yeah.
you. You're all part of my family now.
Yeah.
Shaylin, you kind of have no choice because Robin and
By marriage. Almost.
Almost.
Eventually.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything else because you two just beautifully wrapped it up. I think Andrew,
just like a politician, just leech off of others.
Well done. Well done. You called it out just like it is.
I'm not brave for politics.
I want to echo your statement, Andrew. Like you're right on the money. You know, we really have to watch out for each other. We have to take care of each other no matter what we believe in, you know, who we voted for. And to be honest with you, you know, we all walk our own lives, but how we walk our lives is always interconnected, right?
Mhm.
What one person does affects the other person.
Absolutely.
So we saw that today with social media. And it's amazing how when family is attacked in some way, shape, or form, how fast family also can figure out, hey, this is wrong. We got to get back together here. We got to figure out what's going on and fix this. It's
Absolutely.
You know, don't mess with family.
Mm-hmm.
It's
family.
Family.
As Vin Diesel would say,
Family.
It's ridiculous.
Olive Garden says that too, but
well, Post Malone owns the rights to that now. When you're here,
we are family.
When you're family, you're here.
But I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, plug time. Anyway, so
butt plug time.
Here we go. Mr. Sean Misha, where can the good people find you across Sash Meads?
Sash Meads, Instagram is It's Own Z, Twitter, Sean Misha 1, and Facebook.
And what?
And Facebook.
Oh, they said a fist bump. I'm like, is that a new social media
He's into fisting. He likes to make puppets. Out of people.
Oh God! No! Andrew, where can people find you on social media?
You can
The
find
gang's
me on
all
Twitter.
here.
You can find me on Twitter at Candy Nerd, Instagram Andrew62592, and also on YouTube.
Also, you into
Nerd.
fisting too. So there you go.
I mean, we're all into fisting, except maybe Shaylin. Look at that! Look at Robin's face. He's definitely like, "Oh yeah, I love fish."
Shaylin, where can people find you on social media?
Praise on everything. Everything being Instagram and Twitter. I don't use anything else.
Everywhere, everything, all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Look at that.
Did you give your own social media?
No,
yeah, what about you? Where's your social media?
We don't care about his. Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Sean's like, yeah, I'm calling it quits.
Yeah.
You guys can follow me over on Twitter at VisualDJNH. Follow me over on Instagram at itsVGT. And also make sure to like the Brick City Blockade on Facebook. Make sure to follow us over on Twitter. Follow Commander Nerd as well. And all the great content that he is putting out.
Yeah, I got 2 podcasts coming up this week, so it'll be a lot of fun. As well as kind of a lightsaber review.
Hey, see, here we go. We'll get that lightsaber review, share it out on social media, and stay tuned for these 2 episodes, the day 1 and the day 2 review of Celebration.
And day 3 and day 4.
I know.
Probably not.
I know.
You guys probably hear it in July. Okay?
When we put it up on the podcast, because they're only going to be like 15 minutes each, so it'll make a podcast out of 2.
Should we make Mondays being like, it's been great. It's been great talking with you guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Just like a very good clip.
Should come up.
We'll do like Monday Night Football type.
should come on like Palpatine. The attempt on my life has left me scarred.
Anyway, for Robin Vote here and the entire Brick City Blockade crew, as we always say,
May the force be with you.
Jinx.
Always.
See.
Sometimes.
No, always.
And with
Hey.
you.
Hey. Ooh.
Do this.
I didn't do it.
Bing bang.
May the force be with you.
Bye.
Man,